Welcome back, everyone. Well, developing here tonight, all 5 victims of the Florida State University shooting are now out of the hospital. And tonight, that is according to the Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare Center. Tallahassee police also tell us the alleged shooter, Phoenix Eichner, is still in the hospital. Police there in Tallahassee say it may be several more weeks before he is discharged. And that all comes as some Florida State students are pushing for change. They're urging state lawmakers to act and prevent something similar from ever happening again. Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has a look at what they're now asking for.
The terror of last Thursday's school shooting.
Attention, this is an FSU alert.
Now lives in 19-year-old freshman Madalyn Propst's mind.
I saw the alert and my first thought was like, oh, some intern really messed up, and didn't put test on this. And then when the sirens started, it became very, very clear that this was real, that it wasn't a test.
She, like hundreds of other students, ran for safety, leaving behind laptops, shoes, everything, as a gunman killed 2 and injured at least 6 others.
The only thing I could think about was I wish I called my mom last night so that she could worry a little bit less.
Days later, Madalyn, now the one worried this will keep happening without change. It's why she was at the state capitol Tuesday with her peers to deliver a message.
I'm just angry with my legislature. It is their job. They took an oath to protect and serve their constituencies. I just have to ask them, how much is enough? How many shootings is it going to take for them to take this seriously?
What that reform could look like is unclear. Ideas have ranged from rules requiring physical locks on college classroom doors to the usual slate of Democratic gun reform bills like stricter background checks or limits on ammo sales. But with about 2 weeks remaining in the legislative session, none of these ideas have gotten traction.
We can do better. We can listen to Florida's young people and then act to protect them as best as we can. It's the least that we owe them.
In 2018, following the Parkland school shooting, lawmakers did act. In bipartisan fashion, they approved red flag laws and increased the buy age of firearms from 18 to 21.
It's just going to be a little bit of a bigger bullet.
Since then, some Republicans have sought to repeal both. This year, the governor was among the biggest advocates, believing they're unconstitutional.
You can have somebody that's a Marine, they can get dumped in someplace in the Middle East, carrying a rifle around, defending the country, and then they come home and they can't even buy a rifle to go hunt. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, are you an adult or not?
So far, the Florida Senate has declined to take up either idea, likely meaning the current laws will stay in place for now. To assure they do, 28 former Parkland students now at FSU sent this letter to the governor. They're urging DeSantis to change his stance, saying in part, quote, "You've traded our futures for political capital. Last week, we paid the cost."
This energy is still there, despite their best efforts to squash it. So I hope that the governor knows that we are not going away. We will continue to demand what we know is right.
Madalyn is now among them, saying this is a fight to save lives that she'll fight for the rest of hers.
I will be just as angry, just as sad, and just as loud next session, and every session after that until we get the legislation that we need to keep people safe.
In Tallahassee, Forrest Saunders, ABC Action News.